Good evening, every day. Happy day. My topic today is the fire that have been set by the West, by the Europeans and the America on Libya. They should go there and quench that fire, for Christ's sake. The fire that have been set by Europeans and America, they should go there and quench the fire. I wonder the type of world we want to live. How can a Europeans and Americans nation or their government go to a nation, another country like Libya, and they arm their citizens to turn against their government? We know that Gaddafi was not as maybe that time killing his people, but there was other way they could do it. They tumbled that country and give their citizen arms against their leader in order to tumble that regime, simply because Gaddafi was trying to make Africa to have one currency that, like gold, to be buying things like gold. That will tumble the US dollar. That will affect the US dollar. So they go for the Gaddafi. They make sure they team up with the European nation, and they sent military there to arm the civilians against their leader, and they kill him. That is not my pain at all. My pain is that after they destabilize Libya, no plan for them to restructure the land, no plan for them to put a stable government, to do election and to put a stable government in that nation. How can you give an arm to unidentified civilians, the people that you does not know their identity? You give arm to them, and you think that they will be singing hallelujah with the guns and all those heavy weapons that you give to them? The slave trade, because of the slave trade that have been abolished many years ago by the same Americans and the Europeans, that is the same slave trade that is happening now in Libya soil, in Africa soil, in Libya soil. People are being bought as a slave for $500, $400. Now, where are those same war leaders that abolished those laws that time? Don't forget that Martin Luther King Jr. died because of he was protesting for the black people in US to be free, to be liberated, and they kill him. A white guy kill him. Now, on African soil, now they are killing people, enslaving people, and again, the same European people that was so in a haste, and American people that was so in a haste to go and arm the civilians to tumble Gaddafi regime, they are still the same people now that keep it quiet, and they know what is going on there. They should go and quench that fire. I am not against the US government, neither am I against the American citizen or the European citizen, but this is the bitter truth. I want to say this. Anyone that hear this that have seen this video should share it fastly. Now, do you know how many people can examine that since 2002 there have been about nine nations have been set on fire by the so-called United States of America and the Europeans? Let me give you the example. Iraq have been set on fire, deceiving the entire world that the mass destruction weapon was in Iraq, which is lie, and that a mass destruction weapon was not in Iraq. Till today, they are still fighting in Iraq. People are still dying. They are still bloodshed. Afghanistan, they needed to catch up, and like that place is on fire. Until today, they are still fighting there. Then Somalia, for their interest of the US, that place is there is terrorism going there. That place is destabilized. Why? Because the Americans and the Europeans, because of their selfish interest as well. Who is arming those rebels? Who is giving the arms? So then that is three. The four is Syria. Because America want to tumble the Syria, the Assad regime, what did they do as well? They armed the civilians against their leaders. So the civilians were armed, were given arms to fight against their government, and that led to assassins that we are seeing today. The terrorism called assassins, that give birth to that. And that is, as we are still talking now, Syria cannot recover even 30 years time, because almost every houses is turned to arches, is divided, it's become a broken houses. Now that there's still war in that place. Now out of those arms in Syria, some fly to Yemen. Yemen is in trouble. Who is arming those people, and who owns those weapons? Do Yemen produce weapons? No. So these are the weapons of the Americans and the Europeans that they use to give to the civilians in Syria. It's flying to Yemen and destabilizing Yemen now, terrorism. Now, that is about 5 or 6. Now, Central Africa, who also armed them against their leaders. Although their leader was not good, but there's other ways they're supposed to do it. They did not do it that way. That Yemen is Central African Republic is in trouble. Who is giving those rebel arms? Do African nation can produce arms? Absolutely no. That he has set that nation on fire. Then now, Sudan. Sudan was a peaceful nation before, and all of a sudden they were started saying about independent. Then what we not seeing, the Americans and the Europeans supported the independent and backed them up heavily, because they know that if they break this smaller part of the Sudan, will be having an oil well, different oil well. So they'll be able to have access to that oil because of they are small. Now, what do we have in that nation today? That nation is on fire because the vice president rebel against the vice president, the president, and it turned into war. Who is giving that vice president weapon? And those parts that have been controlling by the rebels of those vice president, the resources there, who is exchanging those resources with arms? It is same European and American nation that arming those people in order to steal their resources. I want to say this to the American citizen that have been blindfolded by the so-called CNN and BBC and Europeans and Americans televisions. They give you fake news about Africans. They show you different parts of Africa that where the people are in interior villages where there is war, where the people are starving. But who is making those people starve? By the way, and they call African leaders corrupt. I know African leaders are corrupt. I'm not supporting those evil they are doing. But I want to say this. The real corrupt nation in the world, be you American, be you where, I want to tell you, is the American government and the European government. You may not like what I'm saying. It is the truth. Why? All the stolen money, every part of the world is being put in American bank. What are they doing with the stolen money, for Christ's sake? All the stolen money across the world from Africa is being put in UK, in Britain bank. They embrace those money. I want to say the truth to you. If you are a white guy or you are a black guy, whatever, people of color, anywhere you are, you go and steal a car and park it. And just don't steal one car. Steal 2 cars, steal 3, 20 cars. Place it in one person compound and leave it. And let the police be looking for you. And they will know how they will be. The person that owns that compound will be in trouble. Am I lying? Well, because they will show it to the world. Look at 20 vehicles, stolen vehicle in this compound. You want to deny that you are innocent? You don't know where they were parking those cars in your compound? They will sue you to court for it. You will go to jail for that. But now, what do we see? The Europeans bank are being embracing all looted money across Africa. All looted money across the world is being put in American bank, in European bank, and they keep quiet. So, which means you are encouraging those devilish leaders to steal more. Because if Americans and Europeans are really truly want those nations, African nations, to develop, why can't they put international law, enforce the law? If you steal any money and put in any so bank, we will put you to work out. You face this justice. They are not doing that, and they are still the same people that is looting the resources. How many of you know that The chocolate you eat all over the world, most of them come from Africa. The car you drive, 70% of the resources come from Africa. The phone you use, 70% of the raw material came from Africa. So ask yourself, if you are a white guy here listening, or it get to you, ask yourself, where did Americans and Europeans getting those resources from? They set war, they engage nations with war, and to enable them to loot their resources. That is the truth. They give arms to other nations to fight themselves. In the process, they will be loose guard. They give you arms, so they will not give you arms free. You have to exchange your arms with resources. So is this the type of war we want to live? To set other nations on fire. And we will be the ones being in television speaking against those nations that they are poor. They don't have to eat, they don't have to drink. We will give account of all this atrocity on one day. We will give account to the God that created heaven and earth. So I want those that hear this to share it, because this is no more a shy play. Those nations they have set on fire, they should go and reconstruct it. They should be telling their people the truth of what they are really doing, what their government is really doing. It's very sad. Thank you very much. If you hear it, share it. And if you love the truth, share it. If you don't love the truth, also share it. Why? Because so that people may know. Because if the war continue like this, there will be more problem. The refugee in the world is more than 60 million homeless people that they have destabilized in the process of invading their country, in the process of destabilizing their country, all in the name of to get their access to their resources. Share it as you share it. God bless you.